Okay, so hello everyone, and in this lecture video, we will be going to tackle about the entity relationship model. So previously in our lesson, we already tackled about the conceptual schema, no, the external schema, and the physical. So I hope you didn't forget that because that knowledge is prerequisite to our new lesson and for our future lessons. No? So katong nga mga knowledge are the basis sa tanan na to nga lesson nga moabot. Okay, so mo to siya ang haligi. Okay, so ayaw siya kalingling. Now, so we are done with the concepts of the RDBMS. So now we are on the modeling part, no? So kung sa pagtukod to ni og isa ka building, humanata sa bidding. Okay, naanata sa paghimo og design, no? Or architecture. Na nag-design na si architect og design sa ato ang building atong itukod. Okay? So, mo ni siya, ang tawag sa akong si building na siya blueprint or floor plan. Ang ato ang database na atay ginatawag og entity relationship model or diagram, or we call it as an abbreviation of ERD. Okay? So, entity relationship model. So, we will now be dealing with modeling data, no? Entity and attributes. Okay, so let's go. Okay, our objectives for this lesson is that at the end of this lesson you will be able to model an application's data requirements using conceptual modeling tools like ER diagrams and design database schemas based on the conceptual model. And you're also going to be able to identify entities, what are attributes, and what are entity sets of to solve an engineering problem, and model relationships of entities in an organization, and determine the differences of entity, attribute, and relationship. Okay, so take note of these things and then you can check for yourself if you have already this skill after this lesson. Okay, so the entity relationship model, what is it? So this is important primarily for its role in database design, in designing our database, no? So kung mo taong ngayon na kung sa isa ka building ito code, mo ni siya ang architecture, no? Or ang design. It provides useful concepts that allow us to move from an informal description of what users want from their database to a more detailed and precise description that can be implemented in a database. No, so because we are developing a database, um, so it has to have a design first before actually building it, no? So kaysa ako nagikaingon, it's better to crumple a paper than to destroy a building, no? So mas may mga basura ra nato ang ato ang design kung bali siya, kung na siya mga defect kaysa sa atong bungkagon ang katong ato anang na-build because of the lack of implementation sa atong design. Okay, so si entity relationship model, iyahang purpose is for us to see what is the architecture of our database so that sa design pa lang daan, makita na nato ug unsa ang mga error, unsa ang mga needs nga kinahanglan sa atong user sa atong database, no? Kay para inig-build na jud nato sa atong database, final na siya. And di man siya perfect. Siyempre, na siya improvement per me, a door for improvement. But at least all those um, considerable concepts are already na siya sa imuhang design. So that's why naatay modeling a part sa ato ang paghimo sa database. So before you go on programming nga maghimo na tag database diri sa ato ang model. Okay, so this is also very important kay as a database administrator, no, pohon sa inyo kinsay mo database administrator. mo po ni siya inyong basihan sa paghimo sa inyong database. Mo ni siya inyong sundon. Okay? And also, if your documentation, okay, for example, we will not be around forever, man dyan, no? If whatever we will be doing now or someday. So those documentations are very important to pass on to the next who will handle your work. Kaya dili man jud ka mag-permi sa isa lang ka work, di ba? Imo man jud na siyang i-pass on. Okay? So, we begin. So, in our lesson, we begin with an overview of the database design. Okay, so in our lesson, we begin with an overview of database design in order to motivate our discussion of the ER model within the larger context of the overall design process. And the ER model is used in a phase called conceptual database design. Okay. So the entity relationship data model allows us to describe the data involved in a real-world enterprise in terms of objects and the relationships, and is widely used to develop an initial database design. No? So, kining ER model, that's why very important po siya that you are knowledgeable and you have the skill in um, making this one because it will be used to describe your data in our real world enterprise. Okay, so once you know this one, bisag asa mo mo ato if you will be handling a project, every maybe mo ni siya ilahang gamiton so that makasabot mo sa inyong communication or sa mga materials or modelings nga gamiton po in your projects po. So there are six data process ato ang database design, no, in designing our database. And the ER model is most relevant to the first three steps. So there are six. The first three steps is relevant to making our ER, no, ER model, our entity relationship model. So the first process of designing our database is the requirements analysis. No, so the very first step in designing a database application is to understand what data is to be stored in the database, what applications must be built on top of it, and what operations are most frequent and subject to performance requirements. And in other words, we must find out what the users want from the database. Okay? So, kana siyang tanan ma-summarize siya into this one. Okay? In short, we have to find out kung unsa ang mga kinahanglan sa client or sa mga user sa ato ang database. No, unsa ang mga data nga kinahanglan nila i-retrieve, unsa ang mga data ang kinahanglan nila i-input, i-create, unsa ang mga data ilang kinahanglan permi i-update. Okay, no? So, that's why ginatawag na to siya of requirements analysis. No? Imong i-analyze or imong i-understand. Unsa nga mga requirements? Unsa requirements ang kinahanglan ni user sa ato ang database? No? Unsa nga mga data iyahang kinahanglan kuhaon gikan sa atong database nga buhaton. Okay, so that is the first process. So this is usually an informal process that involves discussions with user groups, a study of current operating environment, and how it is expected to change. So analysis of any available documentation and existing applications that are expected to be replaced or complemented by the database, and so on. And several methodologies have been proposed for organizing and presenting the information gathered in this step. And some automated tools have been developed to support this process. Okay? So, this is an informal process. Pasabot, mag say for example, hiron mo as IT or kibali na may IT company. So, your team together with the other programmers will go to the organization or to the office nga. Let's say for example, mayon si Gaisano nga, uy, magpabuhat mi sa inyo haog system, no? Um, mga IT man mo magpahimo mi sa inyo hag system. So, if you agree to the contract, so after the contract signing that you agree to make the project, then it will follow the discussions of with the user groups, meaning kung kinsa tang nagpahimo kinsay na mogamit sa inyo ang i-develop nga system. Okay? So, let's say for example, si school sa SJIT, nagpahimo siya sa iyahang website. Okay? So, before na nila gi-build, nag-requirements analysis ang Comstech, which is the creator of our website, no? So, nag-discuss na siya nga, kinahanglan na maging ani, kinahanglan na mo og student management, and sa administration, no? So, ilahang i-discuss every detail nga kinahanglan ni mga requirements sa kinahanglan ni user, no? Sakto. So, let's say, for example, ninyo ng isa ka organization or isa ka business nga, uy, magpabuhat ni sa inyo og website. So, then the first step would be requirements analysis. Inyong buhaton is you discuss with them kung sa ilang kinahanglan mga feature. No? So, you hit two birds with one stone, no, at this sa imong database and also for your design sa imong website. Okay, so dungan jud na sila. So dili lang pud na siya nga discussion for just for the database, but for the whole development of your software. And database is just a component of your whole system, of your information system, di ba? Information system, kana inyong ipang program ng mga software. Okay, mo na siya, mga information software. So, ang mga data nga nyo i-display sa inyong website, ang mga data nga inyong i-display sa inyong mga desktop applications, mo na siya gikan siya ang katotanan nga data i-inyong i-store sa inyong database. Okay? So bahala walay website, walay website, ug walay any application nga magamit kung walay database. Okay, so it's very important to analyze the requirements first. So, muna siya ang first step. Second step, a second process would be the conceptual database design. Okay, so muna ni siya karon. So the information gathered in the requirements analysis step is used to develop a high-level description of the data to be stored in the database along with the constraints that are known to hold over this data. And this step is often carried out using the ER model or a similar high-level data model. Okay, so after na naanatay analysis result kung sa mga requirements na kinahanglan ni user, so we will now design our conceptual database. Okay, dirian na ta magbuhat sa ato ang ER model, no? That we will tackle in this step. Okay? So, first step is inyuhan na siyang effort, no? Mag-survey mo dito sa inyuhang himuan ng project kung sa ilahang requirements, and then out from that, gikan sa inyong mga na-discuss, you will make an ER model or any other similar high-level data model. Okay, so si ER model, hindi lang siya nag-iisa nga, siya rajud per ninyo hanggang dito. Actually, there are many more data modeling na high level na siya nga pwede po nato siya gamiton dirian na part no sa ato ang conceptual database design. But for our subject, we will focus on making ER model. But you can also explore what are the other options in modeling your database design. Okay, so that is the second step. Okay, next, the third process would be after modeling your database design in an ER or any other data modeling, you will now make your logical database design. Okay, so conceptual man to siya karon ang logic na pod sa imong database design. And in this process, we must choose a DBMS to implement our database design and convert the conceptual database design into a database schema in the data model of the chosen DBMS, and we will only consider relational DBMS, and therefore the task in the logical design step is to convert an ER schema into a relational database schema, and the result is a conceptual schema, sometimes called the logical schema, in the relational data model. Okay, so after modeling it using the ER model and any other data modeling, so we will now have it created actual, no? So mag-program na ta, no? Mag-create na ta og database sa dito sa ato ang physical, no? Mag-store na ta sa ato ang database. Ato na siyang i-create. Okay, so ang result ani is we call as the conceptual schema. So from a um, uh, from an ER schema katong naka ER model siya, ato siyang i-translate into relational database schema. Okay, and that is what we will do in our subject. And then we have the schema refinement, no? So after na nato mag-create, mag-design ta, na-create na nato siya, karon there would always be defects, no? Nga ato makit-an or lacking. No, so dili man dyan na siya perfect. Once you create a system, bisag nag-running na siya, there would always be lackings or mga defects po no nga kinahanglan nato i-refine. That's why in our fourth process we have the schema refinement. Ato siyang i-refine ang ato nang na-design. Okay, so the fourth step in database design is to analyze the collection of relations in our relational database schema to identify potential problems and to refine it. Okay? So, dili jud dapat mo settle down. Once everything is running, then detect what are the potential problems because dili jud na sila mawala. And we cannot call it a problem unless it has a solution, di ba? Okay, so and then if na may ma-identify na problems, then you just have to refine it. No, dili stress. We just have to refine it. So in contrast to the requirements analysis, the conceptual data design steps, which are essentially subjective, schema refinement can be guided by some elegant and powerful theory. Okay? So, um, based on the experience na siya of the user, no? Nga, sa ato ang concept sa ato ang mga first to third nga design mo man to siya ato ang work hypothesis nga based on your requirements analysis nga gibase jud nato siya ang atong pagka-build sa ato ang database sa ato ang na-discuss with the user. Now you will be subjective na. Okay, so based on the experience na nga ama mo din mas maayo nga atong buhaton para mas dali ang pag-retrieve sa data sa atong user. Okay? So, that is the difference na diri sa schema refinement nga we can apply na based on the experience of the user sa ato ang i-develop, ato na din siyang i-refine. And the fifth process is the physical database design. So in this step, we must consider typical expected workloads that our database must support and further refine the database design to ensure that it meets desired performance criteria. And this step may simply involve building indices on some tables and clustering some tables, or it may involve a substantial redesign of parts of the database schema obtained from the earlier design steps. So from refining, no, di ba ato siyang refine on the fourth process, schema refinement. Now, on the physical database design, ato jud siyang i-further refine but on the physical aspect of our database design. No, kay kung naa kay utruhon sa imuhang schema, sa imuhang conceptual or logical nga schema, of course, napod kay utruhon sa imuhang physical. But it also involves kasagari, mag-involve lang niyo siya og indices. Okay, no? Remember the concept of array. No, we have indices, no, para mas plaster siya or mas dali siya ma-retrieve. Okay? If you can recall your lesson from high school, di ba, no, ang ato ang kanang sa library system na to, naka sana siya, naka-decimal, Dewey, decimal system, sana siya, di ba, naka-index ang pag-cluster sa mga libro para dali ra siya pag retrieve, no? I-classify. So, ingana po siya ang data sa ato ang database. It will be arranged, it will be given indices para mas dali o mas ma-efficient ang performance sa ato ang database when it comes to retrieving data. And the last process would be security design. Okay, so in this step, we identify different user groups and different roles played by various users. No, example, we have the development team for a product, the customer support representatives, and the product manager. So for each role and user group, we must identify the parts of the database that they must be able to access and the parts of the database that they should not be allowed to access and take steps to ensure that they can access only the necessary parts. Okay, so if na-refine na nato ang ato ang database, schema, conceptual or logical, and also the physical, na-refine na nato, then we will now have our security design. When we say security, it involves nga mag-assign na ta kung kinsa nga mga users sa imong database ang pwede lang maka-retrieve ani nga data. O kinsa lang pod nga mga users ang pwede maka-edit ani nga data. Okay, di ba? We have organizational structure. 'Di ba? At itong na discuss previous na we have the organizational structure no. Let's say for example here sa ato ang school. Now we have the CEO, we have the EVP, we have the cashier, the registrar. Okay, so kana siya nga mga users sa atong system, sa atong website. No, we have the teachers or the faculty and then you, the students. Okay, so si student na lang siya limited nga access sa ato ang database, atong website, di ba? You can only view your grade, but you cannot edit it. Okay, that is part of the security design. Nga, pwede lang maka-view si student sa iyahang grade, pero di maka-edit. Okay, and also si teacher, pwede siya maka-edit sa grade, maka-add sa grade, pero dili po siya maka-edit nga katong sa cashier na nga part, kang registrar na nga part, sa CEO na nga part, sa HR na nga part. So, naalang po to sila yung mga limited no nga access sa pag-input og data sa ato ang database. Okay, so that is part of our security design, no, controlling who are retrieving data from your database. Okay, so mo i-control kinsa ang mga user at unsa ilahang limitations o unsa ilahang mga capabilities nga mabuhat sa ato ang database. Okay, so those are the six processes that we have to go through in designing our database. So just a short review. First step is the requirements analysis. Second is the conceptual database design. Third is the logical database design. Fourth is the schema refinement. Fifth is the physical database design. And lastly is the security design. Okay, so we will now go. Okay, brace yourself. We will now start on the components of making an entity relationship model. Okay, so relax, sit back, and relax. So we will now have to identify what are entities, what are attributes, and what are entity sets. Okay, so first, let us define what is an entity. So an entity is an object in the real world that is distinguishable from other objects. Okay? Distinguishable, meaning unique or distinguishable siya, no, from other objects. So let's say, for example, the Green Dragon Zord toy, the toy department, the manager of the toy department, the home address of the manager of the toy department. Okay, so these are all objects of the Dragon Zord toy store, no? Kanang bilinan, ay kanang baligyaanan, no? Og toys, no? Sa mall, ng mga stores. No? So, these are objects, not distinguishable objects from a real world system. And we have toy department, the manager of the toy department, that's a one object, that's an object. And the home address of the toy department, that is also an object. No? So those are what we call, in the real world, we call them object. In database, we call them entity. Okay, and um, it is often useful to identify a collection of similar entities. Now, if, kung makakollect na tayo mga similar entities meaning those objects or those entities that we can find in a place, no? Kanang objects nga makita nato in the same place. No? So, and such a collection is called an entity set. No? So, each object in a real-world application is what we call as entity. Now, if we have a collection of those similar objects or entity, we now call it an entity set. Okay? Pag collection na siya of entities. So note that entity sets need not be disjoint. And the collection of toy department employee, example, the collection of toy department employees and the collection of appliance department employees may both contain employee John Doe, who happens to work in both departments. We could also define an entity set called employees that contains both the toy and the appliance department employee sets. Okay, so let's say for example, you are making a database for a mall. No, so naatay isa ka empleyado, his name is John Doe, and employee siya sa toy department, employee po siya sa appliance department. So ingan siya diri, entity sets need not be disjoint. Okay? So, pwede man ta nga mo-create og entity nga employees that contains both the toy and appliance department employee sets, no? Dili i-combine na lang siya, no? Para dili it does not need to be disjoint. And what are attributes? So, an entity is described using a set of attributes, no? So, si entity na siya'y attributes. And all entities in a given entity set have the same attributes. And this is essentially what we mean by similar. Okay? Because katong entity sets, di ba, entity sets are collections of similar entities. Okay? So, all those entities, nga mga similar entities nga atong na-collect, so, entity set na to sila, they have the same attributes. That's why we call them similar. No? So, our choice of attributes reflects the level of detail at which we wish to represent information about entities. Example of attributes. Let's say, for example, si student. O sa may mga attributes ni student? Si student na siya ID number, na siya name, first name, last name, and middle name, na siya age, na siya address, na siya course, na siya college. Okay, di ba? Those are the details na no sa ato ang each entity. Mo na siya itong ginatawag na attributes. Okay, the details. Okay, so another example is, for example, we have here an employees entity set. Okay, we have an entity set called employees and could use name, social security number. Okay, so muna ni siya ang details ni employee. We have na siya name, na siya social security number or SSN, na siya parking lot number. And in this case, we will store the name, the social security number, and the lot number for each employee. However, we will not However, we will not store, say, an employee's address or gender or age. Okay. So those details, those attributes of the employee mo lang siya ang i-store. So that is an attribute. No details ni entity. So for each attribute associated with an entity set, we must identify a domain of possible values. What is domain, ma'am? So for example, the domain associated with the attribute name of employees must be the set of 20 character strings. Okay, so let's say for example, kang name na attribute, it is only limited to 20 character strings lang. No? So kung walapas na siya, then dili na siya. Another example, if the company rates employees on a scale of 1 to 10 and stores ratings in the field called rating, the associated domain consists of integers 1 through 10. Further, for each entity set, we choose a key. Okay, so let's say for example, kuno, we have an attribute called rating and the values must only be 1 to 10. Okay, so the associated domain consists of integers 1 through 10. Okay, isa lang to ang iyahang mga possible values. If further, if beyond that values for each entity set, we choose a key. So what is a key? A key is a minimal set of attributes whose values uniquely identify an entity in the set. There could be more than one candidate key. If so, we designate one of them as the primary key. Okay, and for now, we will assume that each entity set contains at least one set of attributes that uniquely identifies an entity in the entity set. That is, the set of attributes contains a key. Sa man to, ma'am. Okay, so si key is what we set sa kada entity para ma-uniquely identify siya. Let's say, for example, entity na to nga student. Unsa man nga attribute? Si key is attribute ni siya ha. Attribute ni siya nga can uniquely identify an entity. So let's say for example si student, unsa man ang attribute nga pwede maka-identify sa iya. So si ID number, no? All your ID numbers, ikaw ra jud ang tag-iya ng ID number sa isa ka organization kung asa na siya nga ID nimo. Okay, so through your ID number nga attribute sa student nga entity, we can uniquely identify an entity sa imuhang entity set. Okay, so muna yung pasabot a key. And we will further discuss that in our future lessons. So an entity set in our ER modeling is represented by a rectangle. Okay? And an attribute is represented by an oval. And each attribute in the primary key is underlined. Okay, katong key. Katong key nga itong ingon nga baka uniquely identify sa kada entity in an entity set. So the domain information could be listed along the attribute name, but we omit this to keep the figures compact. And the key is SSN. Okay, mo ni siya atong key nga giset. Okay, so unsa ko no? So we have here an example, an employee's entity. So we enclose it with a rectangle kay mo na siya ang simple sa ER. Okay, so we are now beginning to make ER modeling. Okay, so employees, and then its attribute na tay tulo lang ka attribute na siya name, lot, and the SSN. Tulo ka book yung attribute enclosed in an oval. and with lines connected to it. Okay? And naka-underline si SSN kay ano gani because it is now our key or our primary key. No, siya ang mo-identify uniquely sa ato ang entity in an entity set. Okay? Okay, so that is how you model an entity and attributes an entity sets. Okay? Nanatay duha ka symbol, the rectangle and the oval. Now, we have also relationships and relationship set. Okay, di ba? From the name itself, entity relationship model. So, it includes entity which has relationships. Mabuti pa si entity may relationship. Okay, so relationship is an association among two or more entities. No, ilang association from one entity to another entity is a relation. Okay, so let's say for example, let's say relationship ni student entity to the billing entity. Okay, so meaning na sila ay mayroon nun kang billing. Okay, so for example also we have the relationship that Atisho works in the pharmacy department. Atisho is a name of a pharmacist working in a pharmacy department. So si Atisho, go work siya sa atoang pharmacy department. So there is a relationship between these two entities. No, si Atisho is an employee ni pharmacy. Okay, so this is how you model an relationship set. So just like sa atong entities now, we have entity set. We may wish to collect also a set of similar relationships into a relationship set. Okay, so kung si entity set is a collection of entities, similar entities. Si relationship set is a collection of similar relationships. So, ang isa ka relationship mo include many entities. Okay? So, mo nang daghan. Isang relasyon, maraming object. Okay, so we have here an example. So, a relationship is symbolized by a diamond. Okay, this one, diamond. Okay, so we now have here two entities. We have employees entity and we have the departments entities. So kini silang duha ka entity na sila relationship, na sila relationship association nga si employee works in departments. Kini nga mga pagngalan, ikaw mo magbuot ha. Ikaw mo magbuot sa inyo yung pangalan na ng entity kay kamo may mo identify. Sa inyo yung pangalan sa identity, as entity, sa inyo yung pangalan sa mga attributes. Okay? Kamo nakabaluan na. Okay, so ang pasabot ani na ER model is si employees works in departments. Okay, so mo ni siya ang description sa unsa ang relationship ni employee kang department. Okay, so nag-work si employee kang department. Kasagara, your relationship na nakasulod diri sa diamond, it must be in a verb form. No, kay relationship or adverb. No, kay ano man siya, mag-describe man siya sa relationship of two entities. Okay. So we have here, and then we also have here since. So si relationship can also have an attribute di ay. Okay, di ba? As you can notice, the works in na siya nakakonect diri nga another, di ba? Symbol ni siya sa isa ka attribute. So si works in na siya since nga attribute. What is the date? Inclusive dates, no? Nga nag-work si employee kang department. Okay? So mo na siya ang attribute ni works in relationship. So a relationship can also have descriptive attributes. Okay? Mao to siya si since na to. Okay? Mao na siya si since. No? Ang tawag siya is descriptive attribute. No? Kung attribute siya sa isa ka relationship. So descriptive attributes are used to record information about the relationship rather than about any one of the participating entities. No? So wala si since diri, wala siya diri akang employees, wala po siya diri akang department. Pero attribute diri siya kang relationship na ka-attribute. Meaning, yang gi-describe si relationship nga si employee works in department since no kanus so naa siya kang relationship na ka-attribute. So ang tawag sa iya is descriptive attributes. Okay, so let's say for example, we may wish to record that the tissue works in the pharmacy department as of 1991, January 1991. Okay, so si Atisha Cano works in pharmacy department since January to 1991. So this information is captured in this figure. Okay, and by adding an attribute since to works in. Okay, so this one. Okay, this one. So a relationship must be uniquely identified by the participating entities without reference to the descriptive attributes. So in the works in relationship set, for example, each works in relationship must be uniquely identified by the combination of employee SSN and department DID. Thus, for a given employee department pair, we cannot have more than one associated since value. Okay, so kay diri sa ato ang duha ka entity nga associations, wala man dapat wala na tay lain na pod nga let's say for example we will create another relationship here to another entity. Okay, so let's say yung sa ato ang butang diri store. Okay, and then works in na pod. And then ay lahi siya nga relationship tapos butangan gihapon nato siya og since. No, so dili siya pwede. It must uniquely identify no nga for this certain SSN no mo man ni ang kini employees ang departments iyahang key kay si DID pod. Okay, so dapat sa ilahang duha nga connection, sa ilang duha nga relationship, there must only be one nga since nga attribute sa ilahang relationship. Okay, so kung makig-relationship siya sa uban nga entity, dapat wala na siya since nga attribute. Okay? So if you have here a descriptive attribute that can also be um, applicable to other relationships to other entities no with some common entities, that would mean nga siguro dapat nimo alista nimong description sa imuhang descriptive attribute. Okay, pag mag-duplicate siya. Okay, so a relationship set. So an instance of a relationship set is a set of relationships, no? So katong collection nato of similar relationships, we call it relationship set. And an instance of a relationship set is a set of relationships. Ibali lang na. So intuitively, an instance can be thought of as a snapshot of the relationship set at some instant in time. And an instance of the works in relationship set is shown in the figure beside. Okay, kini siya. And each where employees entity is denoted by its SSN. And each department's entity is denoted by its DID. No? Kanto ilahang mga key. So, kang employees, we have the SSN key, di ba? And we also have the ID key for the department entity. And the since value is shown beside each relationship. Okay? So, muna ni siya. So, na si employee, mga SSN ni siya, no? Mga social security number. ni siya, mga actual value jud ni siya. Okay, so example kana. Okay, so kini siya nga SSN number, kani siya nga ang employee nga naay kini nga SSN number nag work in siya kang department with a DID nga 51 since January 1, 1991. And also, kini siya nga social security number, kini siya nga employee, nagtrabaho siya, works in department with a DID, department ID nga 51 also, since March 3, 1993. And also, kini na ron, kay nadoble na. Kaya ito i-clear ha. Okay. Okay, notice this one. Okay. So, kini siya nga employee with an SSN number nga kini. Nag-work siya into two departments but with different times, in different times. Siguro nabalhin siya og ka-assign no nga department. So, primero nag-work siya sa department with a department ID 56. Okay. During since February 2, 1992. No, nabalhin siya kaog ka-assign kang department with department ID 51. Okay, so since March 3, 1993. Okay, so remember, ang sakit yung ingon gainan, it must have a distinct na dili siya dapat magbalik-balik. Okay, so kini siya is acceptable ni siya nga naman. Kini siya nga linya kana. Ang iyahang SSN number is this one. Iyahang DID is this one. Okay, pero this line also, iyahang SSN number is the same, but it has a different DID or department ID. Okay, so pwede siya. Kay dili man siya parehas. Ang dili pwede is parehas iyang SSN, parehas iyahang DID, o duha ka buok iyahang since nga descriptive attribute. Mo na siya ang dili pwede. Okay? So another example. This one. Okay, so pabali na po. Gato siya kay common ang employee. The third example and the fourth example is common ang department. Okay? So, naay duha, ay ang isa ka department na ay duha ka employee. Okay? So, pwede ra siya kay this SSN number has a corresponding DID department nga 60. Okay, so isa na sila ka-relationship, and na sila isa ka-descriptive attribute. And this one also as SSN and with 60. So lahi po sila og distinguishable ang ilahang descriptive attribute. Okay, ang saang dili pwede pag the same entities association with the same also nga descriptive attribute nga value so since. Okay, so this one is acceptable siya. Pwede siya. So as another example of an ER diagram, suppose that each department has offices in several locations and we want to record the locations at which each employee works. So this relationship is ternary because we must record an association between an employee, a department, and a location. And the ER diagram for this variant of works in, which we call works in 2. Ternary na siya because it involves three entities na, no? And relationship, ternary relationship, kay tulo na siya, no? Ka-relationship at na-established. Okay, so like this one. Si employee, entity set, works in, ang pangalahin na siya, no? Ang pangalan, works into department. And asa siya dapit ang location. Dapit ang location ana nga department. Okay, the address and the capacity. And also that the same gihapon atong descriptive nga attribute. Okay? So, kada ang pasabot ani is kada department is located at somewhere, di ba? So, mo na siya ang ato ang location ang mo atong location nga entity ang mo identify ana. Okay, so si employee works in what department and where it is located. Okay. So the entity sets that participate in a relationship set need not be distinct, but sometimes a relationship might involve two entities in the same entity set. For example, okay, so let's consider this one. No, so na siya duha ka linya diri sa atong relationship called reports to. Since employees report to other employees, every relationship in reports to is of the form employee 1 and employee 2. Okay, so let's say for example, si supervisor o si subordinate, parehas man na sila subordinate. Let's say for example, kanang sagay sana, no? They have their manager og naapoy ilahang kanang cashier, no? Or kanang sales lady. No, so parehas sila duha nga employee. Pero si isa ka employee, kinahanglan niya mo report sa iyang supervisor, who is also an employee. Okay? So parehas sila ang the same entity mo report siya, kinahanglan niya mo hatag og data to the same entity pod, no? Parehas sila duha employees. Okay, so reports to is of the form employee 1 of employee 2, no? So we have the supervisor and the subordinate, where both employee 1 and employee 2 are entities in the employees, no? Parehas sila belong kang employees nga entity. Okay? So in anion siya pag represent kang ER model. So however, they play different roles. Si M1, si subordinate reports to the managing employee, which is our employee to si supervisor, and which is reflected in the role indicators, supervisor and subordinate. So you just have to label here na asa si employee 1, asa si employee 2. Okay? So if an entity set plays more than one role, the role indicator concatenated with an attribute name from the entity set gives us a unique name for each attribute in the relationship set. For example, the reports to relationship, the same, kinit siya, set has attributes corresponding to the SSN of the supervisor and the SSN of the subordinate. And the names of these attributes are supervisor SSN and subordinate SSN, no? Para ma-uniquely identify na to siya. Because we have um, an entity set which plays more than one role. No? So, pareha sila duha ka entity at pareha sila si subordinate at si supervisor, they are an employee entity but they have different roles, no? Lahi ang role ni supervisor, lahi ang role ni subordinate, pero pareha sila duha nga employees. Okay? So, to do that, to distinguish them, to make para dili sila to identify them nga unique sila duha, each of them, we can label them or assign them another set of key attributes, no, nga ato siyang labelan nga si supervisor and sa SSN is supervisor kung sa poy SSN ni subordinate, so lahi sila og key. Okay, so that ends our discussion for this video. So these are the things that you have to that are um, worthy to know. Okay, so we had the 6 steps of database design. Now we have the requirements analysis, conceptual database design, the logical database design, the third, schema refinement. Fourth, fifth, physical database design. And the sixth, and last, security design. And conceptual design should produce a high-level description of the data and the entity relationship. Data model provides a graphical approach to this design phase, okay, and so on. So you may take note of these things and always remember and make sure that you have this on your pocket always as we go on with our lessons. So for your questions and other concerns about this lesson, you may comment it down below and see you on the next lesson.